Alright guys, Trenton with the Budget Shooter Project here again for well, a newer style of video for me, my 5 guns video. I know I'm in direct copy of Iraq Veteran 8888 there, but I can't come up with a better name than that, so different style. I'm not in front of the camera talking about them and all that. I'm going to be behind the camera for this one, telling you my 5 guns. Now you may say, Trenton, there's only 4 here. Well, yeah, but that's of course one of my favorites I don't have. I will be talking about that later in the video, but let's get down to it. First gun, Glock 22. Now the Glock 22 is, well, let's get a little bit better focus on it. Probably not the easiest to shoot for some people. Not the cheapest, but the most utilitarian gun that I own is this Glock. It's not a pretty gun. It's not, you know, gonna win any beauty contest by far. The trigger is somewhere around 6 pounds pull. And let's see here. For all of you in California that don't know, they come with more than a 10-round magazine. Now, Trenton, now you may say, Trenton, you pick on California a lot. Yes, I do. For one reason. Most Californians are lemmings. They will follow suit to anything or everything they say or hear without doing research on it. Like gun bans. Currently, you can't own more than 10 rounds for an AR. Oh look, 20 round. You can't own more than 10 for a pistol. 15. Now, I can hunt with my AR, but what I'd have to do is take my muzzle brake off. Or not my muzzle brake, sorry, my flash hider. And this gun is ready to hunt. I do need to have a pegged magazine for it. The reason I say I need to have a pegged magazine is because you cannot hunt with over 5 rounds in the state of Oregon for sporting reasons. But for recreational shooting, anything goes. And no, for hunting purposes or for hunting sidearms, you are not limited to 5 or 10 rounds. You could have 15, 20, and in the case of certain Glock magazines, 33. Now that we've seen the pistol and the AR here, let's get down to talking about them. In my opinion, you could not go wrong with this setup. A good AR, which this, I'm sorry, is probably a lower end AR, which it is. I bought this on a budget just for, you know, impulse buy. Haven't had a chance to shoot it. The Glock, I haven't had a chance to shoot it, but that will be coming up sometime next week. This gun right here, stock, without the sight mark, without the fore-end. The only thing that it will come with is a 30-round magazine. Now, what a lot of people don't like is this handguard right here, or referred to as the cheese grater. Because if you get a bad shot and run your hand across that, it literally feels like a cheese grater. The grip is decent, but I do plan on replacing it with a Hogue grip eventually, and Magpul MOE stock on this bad boy. And rail covers, definitely rail covers. Now, some say, but Trenton, where's your laser or your flashlight? Here's the thing. I will put a flashlight on this. I will not put a laser for one reason. The one reason in question is it will interfere with the reflex sight that I have on it, or what my friends and my mom's friends refer to as the Call of Duty grip. The Call of Duty sight, because you could change in between 4 different reticles. The bullseye, the red dot, the crosshair, And let me see here. Oh yeah, Crosshair Bullseye. If you know the actual name to that, please comment. I can't quite remember it. I do have a sling for this guy, which is a QD sling, which I will show in a separate video, or have already. It was a cell phone video, the last cell phone video, strict cell phone video I did. Now, this is an American Tactical Imports, or ATI Omni Hybrid. It is a 5.56 223. Now, you could shoot a 223 out of a 5.56, but not the other way around, for one reason. The 5.56 is a higher pressure cartridge, and can damage your receiver in a 223 rifle. So, the 223, since it's lower pressure, can be fired out of here, but my gun doesn't like it as much. So, let's get these guys put away here. And bring in my other two. Now, I've done reviews, separate reviews on these guys, but I have never really talked about why I like each one of them 100%. Reasons why I like the Benelli. Ergonomic. It's very, very ergonomic. You can get it with the pistol grip, but I would advise against it because the pistol grip kind of screws with your ergonomics unless you're using, you know, like your Benelli M4 or Browning, what is it, M5 or something like that. I can't remember. That's the shotgun my buddy, who is going to be in the next video here, his dad wants to get. I want the Benelli M4 just because I'm a fan of Benelli. Not so much Beretta. I have not heard many good things about Beretta shotguns. Pistols, on the other hand, I would love to own Beretta. I will in the future, along with a few others. So, this channel's not going anywhere anytime soon. This gun, I took hunting the other couple days ago. And you may be asking, Trenton, how'd you do? I fucked up quite a few shots. Hit a root ball where I should have hit the head of the grouse. I did not get a single damn bird that day, nor did my friend. His dad, on the other hand, since they all got to his side before I can get the shot, except for one of them that was taunting me and still is. His dad did get him with the autoloader 20 gauge. Now this gun, what I like about it, durable polymer. I know I shouldn't be doing that on the table. Very good safety. Your tube feed ramp here locks in place, which if you see this button right here, when you rack the slide and push it down, it'll lock it up. It'll allow you to safely eject the round and keep the rest in the tube. This one's easy to take down. All you got to do, I've shown this in a past video in the gun cleaning section, is just remove your barrel nut here. Lack of a better word, I apologize. I do not know as much gun lingo as some of the more advanced shooters, but I will try to keep on play with them. This gun, yes, you can put a sling on it, which I mean would be good for duck hunting. And just the bluing on the barrel. I mean, this thing slid around the back of my buddy's dad's truck several times in one day. And as you can see, barrel, no issues. Rotating lug bolt, so same as a hunting rifle here, just aids in extraction and speed of extraction. Now this is pegged for hunting purposes, and it's a pain in the ass to get the pegs out of this because you have to have a special kind of tool for it. But as you can see, if I wanted to, all I'd have to do is pop a few pins on either one of these, and I could replace it with a wood stock and have a wood stock gun, no problem. Now, do I want to do that? No. If I'm going to be buying a gun strictly for the wood, I will. But as you can see, all my guns are polymer because I want a gun that could take abuse. And no, I'm not saying just going out and dropping it a few thousand times. I'm saying, you know, walking through the forest or something, tree rubs up against it, I don't have to worry about the finish being, you know, marred, dinged, what have you. Now, some of you older guys are saying, but the wood guns are the best. Not true. A good gun has to have a good bolt, good receiver, good barrel, and a good scope or sight. And, you know, in the way of a trigger, a good trigger as well. The stock, in my opinion, doesn't lend much to accuracy unless you get an accurized stock. Now, other reasons why I like this shotgun. It's got a mid-bead line and a high-vis front sight. Now, in the twilight hours, that thing will pick up a lot of light. This gun, unlike some of you older folks who don't have a gun like this, has removable chokes. They are Remington-based chokes, so, you know, go out and spend $50 and you can get the whole assortment from trap to hunting loads, or hunting chokes for it. Ugh. Can't speak today for some damn reason. Probably because I've had too much coffee. Now, gun number 4. Savage Axis Mark II. This, I believe, is the epitome of a good budget rifle. I'm not saying great budget rifle, but I'm saying good. It'll do what you want it to do when you want it to do it. Why I chose this over the Ruger American, at the time, it had a better scope. Has a way better scope now. It is running a Buckmaster 2, I believe. Yep, this is the Nikon Buckmasters, actually. So it's the standard Buckmaster. And this is a 12x40. So it is not an MOE scope, but this scope will get you shooting an inch or less. The rings are Wolverine rings. They're lightweight aluminum, which adds to the low weight of the gun. The gun stock itself is fairly heavy, but, you know, it's a hunting rifle. You don't need it to be, you know, lightweight, you know, something you're going to be packing a few thousand miles, unless you're in a truck. Uncle Mike's ammo bandolier, good for, you know, just carrying extra rounds in case you don't have time to load your clip up. This is a clip, not a magazine. The difference between a clip and a magazine, the magazine is removable. It can hold over 5 or 7 rounds. And it is a box. It's a removable ammo box. The clip, but you may be saying, Trenton, that sounds like a magazine too. Yes, some magazines can hold more, or clips can hold more. I apologize for the stutter there. But what I do like about this particular style of magazine, or clip, sorry, I still get it screwed up, and I am a fairly good shooter. Use only in caliber stamped on the rear, or on the feeder amp, sorry, feeder amp. And you probably can't see it, but it says 308 right back there. You can see it's a little bit shiny. I recommend on this gun Hope's High Viscosity lube. Lube your bolt with it. Lube your action with it. Lube your clip with it. The clip can get stiff after a while. Just keep a little bottle of that in your hunting pack and it's good to go. AccuTrigger. You can see right here the trigger looks similar to the Glock trigger. If you look at it, you got the blade coming from the inside of the trigger there. Same with this. Just so I can tell you, that does not fire the gun. That just resets your bolt. To fire the whole gun itself, you hear the difference. I know I should never dry fire a rifle, but I just wanted to show you the difference. If you pull this down without pulling the blade, it'll reset your bolt and your firing pin. To take this gun down, you have to pull the trigger, push this tab here, pull the bolt out at the same time. The Ruger American's a little bit simpler, but the butt pad on the Savage is better. Lower recoil felt. I fired this rifle before without this scope on it per se. It had a Weaver 3x9 on it, and I went out and spent $175 and got a new scope and rings. So all in all, this gun was $416. Then you add the $27 for the sling that I have, $11 for this, and $175 on top of that. And you have the setup that I currently run. Now, you may be saying, but Trenton, the Savage Axis 2 is a different price than what you're saying online. Well, that's because you're buying dealer direct. If you go to a store, you may be getting a little bit off because they buy a lot and can work deals out. The bolt is a solid bolt. There's a little bit of play. This isn't an X or an A bolt like Browning, but of course it's not a $1,000 rifle or a $750 rifle stock like its Browning cousin. Good stippling on the pistol grip there. Very easy to shoot. It is a .308 caliber, so not for beginners. If I was a beginner, I'd be saying, maybe I should think about a .22. That's the fifth and final gun on this list, is a Ruger 10/22. Now you're saying, oh, you're just copying everybody else. Yeah, because I agree with everyone else. There's no other gun except a Marlin 22 that can beat a Ruger. The Ruger, so many extra parts, so many extras, add-on options. I mean, I believe that one of the guys of a Rack Veteran 8888 has a Ruger 10/22 that has had $2,000 worth of work put into it. It's infinitely customizable. The Ruger 10/22 is, I'm sorry for saying this, the AR of the 22s. Now there are 22 ARs, that's not saying that they're similar, yes, no. So these are all the guns that I have on my top 5. I'm not throwing in a wild card because honestly, I don't have a wild card. I don't have more than 5 favorites at a time. And once again, this is Trent with the Budget Shooter Project signing off.